So we came all the way back down, beautiful bearish engulfing. And that level, if you recall, was 56.50. I said, I don't think we're going to get a chance to really get too far above that. And sure enough, we tagged it, came back in briefly, fake breakout, fast failure kind of thing with a gap down. Quite impressive. Anyway, this is the one that we're waiting to see if I am right. And we get a gap fill that then gets rejected. So in other words, a lower high.
This short clip is presented by Club. Club provides access to Samantha LaDuc and her team of professional macro and micro traders, analysts, and educators. Club is ideal for active traders, investors, and institutions who want Samantha's best-of-breed market timing calls across all asset classes and timeframes like chase, swing, and trend. Get the trade before it happens. Sign up to Club now and get full access to daily live trading room with Samantha LaDuc, Slack trading desk with detailed analysis and trades, custom trade support when you need it, and much more. For more information, visit www.LaDucTrading.com/club.
For right now, it was a very sharp, first bounce was weak off that 55-day, and then it got supported. Nvidia was down a beautiful like 26%, and then yesterday it bounced 20% off of that area right with AMD, but AMD petered out, Nvidia did not. Way too much excitement, right? Any chance to buy Nvidia, that's exactly what they did. And Morgan Stanley put it back on their top list. Let's let it play out, but I still consider this opening up Bollinger Band. And if you recall, the level I had for a gap fill was 53.75. We came really close, no cigar, and then gapped higher. We had an end of day shimmy, shake and shimmy, didn't roll over, has continued higher. This is the gap above, and now this is the gap below. I'm going to actually change this level and make it. So this is the Bollinger Band, fake breakdown. Then it got right up there. We had to, if it was going to get faded, it had to stay below 5508. It did not. It stayed very steady and it has moved higher. By the way, this was the gap fill up here. Sorry about that. This literally tagged perfectly and then got rejected, digested, and now we're pushing above. So the next level, believe it or not, for a gap is way the heck up here. So we've got some work to do first, but Meta is screaming higher and market doesn't care about 12 US warships headed to the Middle East or pretty much anything else, as long as the stocks they love are rising the most. So it had a strong reflexive bounce off this 5446 area. I know I've got double lines here, so it's a little confusing. And this is the gap fill, 5555, as mentioned yesterday. Let's see what it does there. I've already mentioned this actually it was 1621, but 1612 because I probably inverted them in my mind. I do that. The VIX that I'm looking for has to stay above 1612 on a weekly. SPY has a big old trend of gap fill here on the 2 hour, but it has a strong, it already filled this gap. It has a strong bent. If we don't see volatility now, I would be very surprised. So let me look. I know this is the big drama here. It's not moving. It's not moving. It's not moving. They're not even around. They've already placed their bets. That is a huge bullish expansion. Now remember, we went all the way up and through. We tagged the 2133, came back in. This is a trend line. I still kind of have this bet that we're going to have more volatility surge, but right now it's not looking like this. Was the support 1449, hit my 1929 on the intra, pulled back, making a lower high now instead of a higher high, breaking below the 8-day, but we haven't gotten to the 21. We're holding that 1612. Looks like we want to roll over, but we haven't. Jobless claims rising, not yet at 265. Unemployment rate tomorrow won't be at 4.2. The VIX is still, suppressed. Credit spreads are still compressed and currency is still depressed. So those three things are basically intervention at its finest. But let me tell you, I don't trust it. Filled the gap, came right back in. Next level to break. So we hit the 5555, overshot a little bit. You can see it right here. This is next 5522. 5508, and then let's see. That's the level we need to really break to fill this gap. Do we have enough in the tank to do that? But that's your level right here. We tagged it perfectly, came back in on ISM. VIX is bid. All right, so we just have to stay above this 1612 on a weekly, and we can still make it up to 20. They haven't exploded higher, but they absolutely have not broken down either. VIX is busy, but not scarily so. I don't know, going into the weekend or going into a Friday, de-risking makes a lot of sense. We're headed for 5, 4, 5, 2, 7, 5 is my bet. This is going to engulf. And by the way, I know it's exhausting to play this. A little lotto. It's into next week for this 5376. I don't think it is such a bad bet. Add some time if you want, but if we do not, repeat, do not get any satisfaction from Amazon and Apple tomorrow, we're going to be there sooner rather than later. So just kind of keep it in the back of your mind. Not Friday lotto. It could, but it's way not my bet. I would say by next week. So if we get some satisfaction and we just stop today at this 5,480 area, okay, maybe we can reverse this. We're still sitting on the 10-week, blah, blah, blah. But if we do get disappointment, just keep it in mind. This could follow 3 weeks, really right down into this 5,341.88, 5,376 minimum by next week. Minimum. Just keep it in mind. Economic data is weak. Even if everyone is talking reacceleration, why is the Fed cutting? Because they're fine. I am not trusting that data. And I have been really, really like wage inflation, delayed recession since July of 2023. I completely feel differently now. 1 year later, I see recession risk getting pulled forward for next year. Completely different now. So I think we could make one more high, but for right now, we're still in the grip of, oh my God, data is disappointing. Bonds are getting bid. Gold is getting bid. VIX is getting bid. Maybe something's wrong. So we do have Apple. We do have Amazon. Save us. Calgon, take us away. But if we don't, we're going to see this in a hurry. That's all. Okay. It's on. Game on. They do not like ISM. They do not like it. They do not like non-farm payrolls tomorrow. Way too scary if we have bad data. We do not have a 10-year 5,493.75 was the level, right? Here we are. Next, 5,452.75. We've already formed a bearish engulfing. We've already come all the way back down to the 8 and the 3-day. This is where we could get a little bounce into that 11 o'clock hour, 4.1 area, but we're pushing higher into that 4.1, 4.2. I still think that's a nice little target for next week. More likely, it's yield curve. Across the curve is weakening. Across the curve.
Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more live trading room recap videos and other content.